All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Workbench. I'm your host, Brian. Excited to dive into Jared Barker's background, his story, and digital marketing insights for home services companies. As always, Workbench is brought to you by Lead Truffle. Lead Truffle helps you turn website visitors and missed calls into paying customers through AI powered texting. Jared, really excited to hear your story. Before this, we're talking about coincidentally, we're in the same freaking development here in Austin, Texas. I mean, what a coincidence. I've talked to people all across the country and world at this point, and you and I are just a mile down the road from each other. So I think we got to get in person and record
Yeah,
in person
absolutely.
for number two. But yeah, Jared, definitely go ahead and give us a little background on yourself and Bark Media, and yeah, tell us a little bit about you and your business, and then we'll kind of dive into it.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, Brian. Bark Media. It sounds like we're gonna be talking about that today, but I did just to lay the groundwork a little bit. Bark Media and Live Oak Exterior Cleaning, both of our companies, started in 2020 out of really a necessity from COVID happening. My background, graduated from UT Austin with an advertising degree, and then spent 10 years in that profession in sales and marketing. And then COVID hit. And at that point, I was 33 with a wife and kids. So my book of business at a 100% sales commission job just kind of fell apart overnight, basically, with COVID. Businesses stopped advertising and just kind of went to protection mode, I guess. So I started Live Oak Exterior Cleaning then, and through that, kind of honed our marketing and advertising strategies for home service companies in particular. So we are not only we're practitioners in all everything we do as well. So that um, led into creating Bark Media, which there has been an evolution as well. We didn't start out with just helping home service based companies. We were and still do, but we're offering more national campaigns for DTC brands and whatnot. So, but through the evolution of that, we started focusing and finding our passion with helping home service companies, HVAC plumbers, etc. So, kind of a long answer, but that's kind of a quick intro to
Yeah.
where we are today.
Yeah, no, thank you for that context. So good clarification there. So we have Bark Media, which is the agency providing digital marketing for home services, and then you're also running Live Oak, which is the exterior cleaning company. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think super interesting. So tell us a little bit about the transition from iHeartMedia and kind of the big corporate job into becoming an entrepreneur, and then walk us through the path of like, did we start with the exterior cleaning? Did we go right to the digital marketing agency? Just yeah, what was that
Yeah.
journey like to go from corporate American to now running two of your own businesses?
Um, I feel like I'm still in that journey, right? Like I make myself I have to make myself pause and appreciate where we've come from, even though I still feel like we're an infant to it all, which I think we are. But it's only been 5 years. But it started with the idea of, okay, I can go and clean a driveway and make more money than I was at the end of the iHeart career, not because of what had happened with COVID. Um, so I just started that idea. That idea came to life, right? And it started in the back of my truck with a wheelchair hitch, you know, deal. So I put all the equipment back in there, surface cleaner, the pressure washer, the hoses go in the bed of the truck. Uh, Looking back at it, it's kind of crazy to think that that's how that started. Coming home every day, unloading all that stuff, to then my first single axle trailer, and then the second dual axle trailer. Now I'm in a flatbed truck, um, and so just always uh, reinvesting into the business for Live Oak.
When you went from getting ready to leave the corporate job into starting the exterior cleaning company, like walk us through that and like that first job. How'd you get that first job? How'd you service that first job? What were those really like initial days like with the exterior cleaning company?
Gotcha. Yeah. So the nitty gritty of it, coming from a nice friends and family network, my very first customer was a friend slash old employee, or coworker, I should say,
Uh-huh.
um, that hired us. So just kind of getting friends, neighbors, just getting some experience out there with the actual new equipment. Um, and then just from day one, always cataloging, videoing, documenting the whole process as well as before and after results. At the very early stages, I kind of always felt like I was just a marketing company that happened to do exterior cleaning because I was, that's my world. It's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't post something on social media because I know the importance of it, and it's come second nature to me. So those first jobs were just friends and family, using Facebook neighborhood groups to get your name out there. Very first ever Facebook ad I ran, sorry, um, like the first day, it was like a $3, budget, or at that point I'd spent $3, but like got a $600 conversion for a job. So like just knowing how to run those sorts of campaigns really helped scale the business, and then like I said earlier, provide for the family. Um, so yeah, that's how that kind of all started
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Nice. So I think, when people want to start a business, or rather in the home services world, a common theme I've seen is people doing one of two things. They either start a digital marketing agency and then learn a ton about home services and then end up launching their own service business, or the inverse, right? They start with a home service business, learn how to do all the digital marketing for themselves, and then realize that skill set is quite valuable for other home service owner operators, and then create an agency. What was your journey in terms of the agency versus the home service business? Did you start them together? Did you start one then the other? And why do both, right? Why do both a marketing agency and a home service company? How'd you think about the relationship between those two?
Yeah. They kind of started roughly at the same time. My wife and I met at iHeart, and so her background is advertising marketing as well. So we were both in the same scenario. I just kind of jumped ship first, um, and she's her strong suit is communication, just networking. She builds great relationships. So um, she had some referrals sent to us, and that really jump started the agency and allowed us to both then leave the company, or iHeart. Um, so with that being said, the agency was there, but it wasn't focused on home service companies at that point yet. That probably started January 2024, where I just had the epiphany, to retool the agency or refocus ourselves towards helping local service agency or local service providers. And we quickly realized almost every client we have now has told us the same story, that they spend thousands of dollars with XYZ, more national type agencies or whatnot, and they just don't get any return. So we then that kind of built our passion of, hey, we know what we're doing, we're transparent. um, we keep dollars separated. They know exactly what they're paying us, they know exactly what the advertising dollars are going towards, and that has just kind of helped us realize that maybe this is our new calling in life, um, for multiple reasons. A, we can help somebody, but also we also know what we're doing. And for me, it's my passion. I enjoy kind of figuring out what makes consumers tick and how to put your right message in front of the right folks to get them to convert.
On the agency side, it sounds like the core offerings are ads, local SEO, Google My Business. Talk us through, Jared, kind of what you focus on for these home services businesses, and why folks are coming to you for their digital marketing needs.
Yeah, we are full service, um, and we love to do all of those things for our clients. And sometimes that's a great fit. That they do need us for social SEO, Google presence, all of it. Um, but sometimes they're just maybe there's other factors in play. So they have an agency, like for example, an automotive client of ours, they have a specific automotive agency that's helping them with their website and a couple of Google ads, right? Where we are helping them is with social media, organic and paid, as well as just recently their category became open in Texas for Google LSA, and that's been really successful for them in the last 60 days. So while we are full service, we love helping them the full scope of things. Um, we are transparent and empathetic to what they do need and what we have access to for them. So it can range from all of those different services for sure.
Working across your own home service business and now working with a variety of clients, what's the one or two biggest mistakes you see, or maybe you made yourself when it comes to digital marketing for home services?
Biggest mistakes in digital space. That's a harsh word, but like I think just maybe not being fully, not having your presence there across the whole board. So, like I said at the very beginning, I knew how important social media was, especially if you don't have a budget, to spend ad dollars, to try and get organically out to the public, right? Um, with the right videos, the right hashtags, the right sound, all of that stuff. Um, so I think maybe the biggest mistake is just being stuck in the old ways. And I don't know if this isn't necessarily a mistake, but just not knowing what you don't know is tough too. So just making sure you do research, you're following, you know, guys online and going to YouTube, going to Facebook groups, and just trying to educate yourself. And that also goes into play with the service side too. Outside of knowing how to market and advertise, but just, at the beginning stages, I was on all the Facebook groups and YouTube channels, just teaching myself how to pressure wash and soft wash and different techniques and equipment. Um, like got my, degree on YouTube basically for that. So just making sure you're doing your due diligence to educate yourself, and not be scared to test and try things. Especially if you have, even with small, budgets, you can still test and try things for sure.
What were some of those early things when it came to starting, Live Oak Exterior that you did have to educate yourself on in order to get that business off the ground? Because I think a lot of people want to start a home services business, but the idea of learning how to do a trade, particularly a more skilled trade where you have to go to trade school or something, maybe more approachable like pressure washing, I think that the mountain, climbing that mountain of learning that skill set is very intimidating. So for you and your journey, what were some of those things you were learning early on through YouTube and other means, and how did those help inform how you got your service off the ground?
Um, yeah, the early days, learning specifically learning the size of the engine and the gallons per minute versus PSI, and realizing that's more important than PSI. Um, Knowing, to start out with at least, a 4 gallon per minute machine. If not, if you can't go to 5.5 or 8. Um, like just last year, just this year, I think I upgraded to, well, I shouldn't say that. I upgraded to a 10-gallon minute machine maybe 3 years into it. But that was like a custom build from a Predator, to just now doing a proper Honda engine with 8 gallon per minute. So you can get through, you can be successful and put things together yourself. But again, that's all through knowledge. So back to the question. So what did I learn and what was some challenges? Just the equipment side of it, the techniques of pressure. Like I didn't know the difference between power washing and soft washing, downstreaming, X-jetting, dedicated soft wash machine and pump and all that stuff. Um, so those are things, they're not overly complicated. And the entry to bear the barrier to entry for pressure washing was super simple. It's also why, I could just turnkey go start tomorrow, right? Back when I decided to leave iHeart. So versus like plumbing where you need like a license or schooling and HVAC and those sorts of things. And then of course just the business side of it, making sure, okay, do I need to get an LLC, an S corp? Do I need the bank accounts? How do I take in money and how do I divide? One of the best books I have read was the Profits First for Contractors. So dividing out my bank account so that I don't feel broke every month. Those sorts of business acumen that I had to learn and still learn to through today.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool. So then, like broad strokes, I think a hot topic for both digital marketing agencies and home service owner operators is AI. It's something I'm focused on with building my company and my software business. For you and your for Live Oak Exterior, for Bark Media, like where are you using AI? Where are you using it? What are some use cases you found to be helpful both through the agency work and the exterior cleaning business for AI?
Um, for the exterior cleaning services, I don't use it too much. It still is just I'm owner operator. I've had helpers here and there. So I don't I do a lot of things manually or by hand, if you will. I do see, for larger companies, like we have a electrical company that just signed up with a service we helped set them up with to take on phone calls. So I think AI phone calls is a going to be it is and continues to be a big opportunity for businesses that maybe are struggling with lead conversion, are struggling with being too busy to answer all the phone calls. So these types of services can answer the phone call, have a whole conversation, close business as one avenue. Just be there to take phone calls, maybe convert that to a text message campaign versus a phone call if that's what the client wants to do. I think another big opportunity is as soon as the invoice is paid, having a review request sent out automatically to get more reviews, obviously, but then that'll help with your local SEO. Um, I think those are maybe two key AI features for local service companies. We use AI. I use AI every day for Bark Media, whether that's just Chat GPT brainstorming, coming with post ideas, helping with, you know, setting the calendar of posts, and I can just focus my brain efforts to elsewhere, and then let AI kind of do the creative work for me. We use Canva a lot. I know there's AI tools within that. A lot of the stuff we do still, takes brain power and creativity and, thinking through what we're gonna, make or build out. But just having like the mundane task stuff, we use AI a lot for Bark Media.
Yeah, very cool. All good ways to use it. Kind of let the AI take care of some of that routine,
Yeah,
repetitive
yeah.
work for sure. Cool, Jared. And anything we didn't cover or talk about that you wanted to get to or share with the audience today?
Um, yeah, I think so. When it comes to Bark Media and our clients, a couple of things that I think keep us unique. And you mentioned it, I think maybe so we are practitioners in what we provide the services in. So we've had to learn them or hone them or master them for our own service company. But also something else that we hear is a as good feedback from our clients is that we only work with one specific industry per market. So in Austin or Dallas or Sacramento, we work with one plumber per market, one HVAC company per market, allowing us to give all of our full creativity and efforts to that particular business versus some of their competitors. So I think those are two main things that kind of keep us unique and different for potential clients.
Well, with that said, Jared, for folks that want to learn more about Bark Media or connect with you personally across social or wherever, where can folks find you and your businesses?
Um, Online for Bark Media is barkmediasolutions.com. Our social handle is Bark Media Co. But I am most active on Live Oak, so you can also get us online at Live Oak Services Austin is all of our handles there too.
Perfect, Jared. Thank you so much for coming on, and I'll see you around the neighborhood.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.